So the Supreme Court has fixed the 23rd of October to start the hearing of Peter Obi's appeal. So that's the date it will start. And note that that is not the date of the judgment, it is the date it's going to start. That's the hearing will start. It is becoming more important that I still will say that I am not sure if the Supreme Court will do something magical, to remove Bola Ahmed Tinubu. I don't see the possibility, but regardless, we are not going to discourage the man in front, which is Peter Obi, who is doing a nice job to see that he coaches and educates Nigerians on fighting for their rights, even though the system is already bad. Yes, this man needs to be applauded, and however the case may be, he has won the golden heart of Nigerians, and that's where the true energy is. You see, let's communicate this fact straight and let's get this point straight, because at the end of the day, what matters more is that Peter Obi has intentionally taught this government a big lesson. A politician, they cannot find anything. Do you know what it means? First time in history, you will see a Nigerian politician and you can't do anything. Now, the judgment of the court shall come in within the next 16 days. So the judgment of the Supreme Court shall come in within the 16 days, and so will bring to finality to President election petition. The issue for determination and my takes are as follows: whether the Presidential Election Petitioner Court was right that Shetima's alleged double nomination was not proven. The Supreme Court would affirm the PEP position. Whether the Presidential Election Petitioner Court was right that the forfeiture of $460,000 by Tinubu per narcotics trafficking did not contravene Section 137, subsection 1D of the Constitution, and therefore not liable to be disqualified. The Supreme Court would affirm the PEP position. Whether it is a must that evidences must also be front-loaded upon filing of petition S be struck out. The Supreme Court would overturn Presidential Election Petition position. Whether subpoenaed witnesses and their testimonies being rejected by PEPs claiming they are not witnesses of the court was judicious. The Supreme Court would overturn the PEP's position. Whether as Presidential Election Petition Court held through any controversion of the INEC regulations, guidelines and manual will not be the basis of challenge of the outcome of the election. The Supreme Court would overturn PEC's position. You see, let me quickly chip in something before I continue. I don't want to discourage some of you, and it's not my intention to discourage anyone, but see, let's just be honest here. I think Bola Ahmed Tinubu is already cooking something. You see, recently he bought over SUV for the lawmakers that worth 160 million naira each, not for 160 million each. For how many of them? I think up to 50 of them or 100 of them. So he knows what he's doing. This cake, this national cake, everybody will eat it as long as I'm in power. So I think the rise of corruption will be more interesting to know that it is going to be very, very hard day for Peter Obi and Labour Party, because the Supreme Court will be the final decision. And once the Supreme Court decides that Tinubu rightfully won the election, what are you going to do? He's going to wait for another 4 years. That's if he's going to contest, because people will not come out. I'm not coming out to vote. That's just the truth. I won't vote. If there's another election in Nigeria, I'm not going to vote. So I know that thousands of Nigerians have even lost hope. Many lost hope before the election served, but it was because of Peter Obi they decided to vote for the first time. And this is what happens. And that's what the politicians want. They want you to stop coming out to vote so that they will decide who will be your president in the cold room. whether it is not mandatory, as Presidential Election Petition Court held that verification of election result must be done by comparing the hard copy result with the result uploaded onto the IREV. The Supreme Court would upturn PEP's position, whether as agreed by PEPs that the petitioners failed to prove substantial non-compliance that could have resulted in a different outcome in that election. The Supreme Court would upturn PEP's position, whether FCT Abuja is the 37th state for the purpose of presidential election as agreed by PEPs. The Supreme Court would affirm PEP's condition. You see, one thing is very important that we should all note here. We should understand that whatever happens and whatever awaits Nigeria, so much will be expelled. And those of you who voted for Tinubu, I want to now ask you, how far? How far? How is the country for you people? Hope you guys are enjoying your Tinubu. And those ones that used to come under my comment section to shout, to rant, how far? Hope you are enjoying Tinubu. Now let's talk about this on the recurring purchase of expensive SUVs for lawmakers. Firstly, it is a very, very bad and economically abusive idea to throw expensive brand new SUVs to lawmakers every 4 years. I support purchase of SUVs only for the offices of Principal Office, Speaker, Deputy, Majority Leader, Minority Leader, Whip and Minority Whip. Registered SUV tax link companies should be engaged when desired, subject to approval by the National Assembly management to prevent abuse by lawmakers for their oversight visits. The SUV taxing companies must always account for every trip by recording odometer readings of the vehicle for each trip for proper invoicing. With the above strategy, lawmakers will be efficient, jobs will be created for business providing these services. With this strategy, I can bet the cumulative cost of this taxing may not be up to 2 billion per year or 8 billion for the 4 years. You see, this is the amount that these guys are spending to sit on the same chair that they're going to make laws that would destroy the life of Nigerians, destroy the lives of those who are bent on taking Nigeria to the next level. You guys should sit back. We are in a very long rain. Very, very long rain. And this rain, before it will finish, we said that we are going to get death certificate after Buhari. This time around, you are going to get hunger certificate. Thanks for supporting the Future News. Peace.